Welcome back to another FIFA 22 custom tactics video. I know it's been a long time. I'm uploading like very rarely at the moment, but I've got GCSEs and stuff, so ignore that for now. I'm going to try and get uploaded more regularly, hopefully even every single day at the moment, but I'll give it a go. I'll just try my best. But anyway, today, 4-2-2 custom tactics and player instructions. Let's get straight into them and not waste any of your time. Let's try and get through them quickly. So, defensive start, we're going to be sticking on balance. Don't worry, I'm still going to explain everything, so I'm going to try and get them done quickly so you can get on to using these. So, defensive style, we're going to be sticking on balanced. Balanced is pretty much the best one to go with here. I find using the press isn't the best, really. It was sort of good last FIFA. This FIFA, on some formations, it works well. Post-patch, though, it's just not as good. I recommend sticking with balance. This is one of the best formations to use a press on. So actually, I recommend, if you're going to use a press, and if you really want to, do it on this formation. And I recommend using press after possession loss. But personally, I'd prefer to use balanced. It keeps your players in the position and also drains less energy. So it just seems like a win-win there. So we're going to stick with balance. For the width, 53. So just a little bit above default, but not too much higher either. So it's just between 55 and 50. Sticking it on 53 width, making it a tiny bit wider because it's quite a narrow formation. It's not too narrow, but it's not a particularly wide formation either. I wouldn't say it's a wide formation. I'll say it's more narrow than wide. Obviously, in game, your left cam, so in your left cam and right cam, do actually spread out more like wingers in the game. So that's the wrong formation, but they do spread out slightly wider in the game. But I would still say it's a narrower formation than usual if it actually goes back to it. Right, 4-2-2. There we go. Defensive depth on 55. So once again, a bit above default, but not too high depth. This is actually an attacking formation. So I know this is what you'd put in your attacking slot. I don't have it here because this isn't my main account, but you'd put this on in your attacking slot. And I know it doesn't seem too attacking yet because we're playing quite sort of deep with our defensive line. It's not quite balanced really. It's obviously still not that deep, but just using I don't think playing in high depth really works in this formation. I'm trying to get my words out, but I usually say about 70, maybe even 70, 75 depth. But just some reason in post-patch, I just think it's actually better to play a lower depth. Last year, the meta was just play above 70 depth and it'll give you an automatic offside trap. This year, just sort of playing with the lower depth actually seems to work better, especially just the way the attackers and defenders are this year, the way the sort of gameplay's changed. Just playing with 55 depth actually does work really well because it's not too deep, so you're not dropping back too far, but you're still high enough up the pitch, but not also deep enough that you're going to get counter-attacked all the time. So build-up play, balance, and then for your chance creation, direct passing. I sometimes say long ball and build-up play for this formation, but fast build-up doesn't really work well with the 4-2-2. You don't really want slow build-up. I just recommend balance for the 4-2-2. And also, if you're playing with the chance creation, you don't really want to change both at the same time. So we're going to go with balance because we always want to be changing our chance creation. I never recommend using balance on chance creation. It's just so much better using direct passing or forward runs. This time we're going direct passing. Direct passing is pretty much the meta this year. Forward runs works really well on certain formations and certain play styles, but direct passing is sort of the meta you want to be going with almost every time. And it just works so well. It's quite self-explanatory, but it's so good to get an attack going quickly, especially on an attacking formation. This is exactly what you want, direct passing. Make sure you use it. For the width on 55, once again, just keeping it the same as the defensive width, so it's not really changing the shape much. Keeping the shape the same the whole time, defending and attacking, just keeps it simpler to understand the formation and sort of just play with the formation, so your shape isn't changing every time you lose the ball or gain the ball. Players in box on 7, really pushing your players forward into the opposition box. That is what you want, just overloading their box, trying to get attacks going quickly. And obviously, the more players you have in your opposition box, more chance you're going to get leading to more goals. Corners on free kicks, I just recommend leaving on 2 and 2. Player instructions, both your strikers, I recommend stay central, staying in the centre areas of the pitch in line with the opposition goals. Getting behind, making the forward runs behind the opposition defenders, which is obviously what you want alongside the forward runs on the tactics. So you want forward runs here, and also you want your strikers on forward runs, or sort of going behind, it's sort of the same thing, because that sort of really helps out with it. And then just stay forwards, they're not coming back when defending. It's an attacking formation. We always want our strikers to have that option up there, so you can always have it sort of rely on your strikers being up there rather than worrying they might be back. So the striker's always up there. There's no need for your strikers to defend. You want them up there, sort of at least at the halfway line, and then sort of going forward, obviously, as well. So your left cam and your right cam. For these, I just recommend sort of leaving default. So I'll change a couple of things. I actually recommend using free roam. I know it sounds a bit weird. I know some people may not like it. So if you don't like it at all, just stick it back to default and stick to position. But free roam can actually work well because you see how much room. I hope you can see my mouse cursor here. You can see how much room the left cam and the right cam have around them. They've got all of this space here, right up to the touchline, and also coming in narrow as well. So they're not wingers, but they sort of act a bit like wingers in game. So free roam just gives them that more options to sort of pull out wide if they need to receive those wide balls, get crosses in, as well as coming in narrow and playing more like cams to help out in the centre of the pitch. So you've got more central support as well. So free roam can work really well. Get into the box across just to ensure they're overloading the box, what I recommend using, and then just basic defense supports. They are coming back a little bit, otherwise you're going to have too many players forward. For your 2 CDMs, make sure you have both of them on cover centre, so they extend in the centre and not just in that wide. Stay back while attacking, and then get in behind. Stay back while attacking and cut passing as well. So you want both cut passing lanes, both cover centre, and then the other 2 default for interceptions and positioning freedom default. And then attacking support, you can either have both on stay back while attacking, or make sure at least one's on stay back while attacking, and the other one you can have sort of balanced attack or get forward if you want to. Just then one like a box to box midfielder. So make sure one's on stay back while attacking, and the other just do the exact same. And it's sort of up to you depending on which players you have. So if you're using 2 defensive players, then just have both on stay back while attacking. If you've got a player who's more all-rounded or even more attacking, then you probably have them on get forwards, then more like a box to box midfielder. But that is up to you. Personally, I have them both on stay back while attacking. But if you want to be more box-to-box midfielder, then use get forward or maybe balance attack, just for that extra sort of help in the middle, because there's quite a big gap in the middle between your strikers and your 2 CDMs. 2 centre-backs always leave default. For your full-backs, now this is completely up to you. If you want your full-backs to be attacking and helping out, overlapping your left cam and your right cam, getting crossed into the box, helping out wide, then you want to use balanced attack, and then overlap is the only things you want to change. So overlap with balanced attack. So they are overlapping always on the outside of this left cam and the right cam, making those runs on the outside, getting in crosses to the box. If you want your fullbacks to be staying back in the defensive line at all times, helping out with the defence, if you've maybe got slower fullbacks or sort of not very good fullbacks that are going forward, so say your fullbacks don't have very good attacking stats, then I recommend leaving it on default again on the run type, and then just having it stay back while attacking, so they're always staying back. But the modern day fullback is like real football, isn't it? Fullbacks are now more attacking than they used to be, so it can actually work really well having balanced attack and then overlap, but that's completely up to you. It sort of depends on what play style you have and what players you're using. I'll leave that one down to you. Personally, I like my fullbacks attacking, but that is up to you, especially on an attacking formation like this. And then your goalkeeper comes across as your keeper's coming off his line to defend corners and crosses, reaching out for that ball, winning that ball in his hands. You want your keeper to try and win the ball in his hands as much as possible, because you can't lose it when it's in his hands until you give it away. And then sweeper keeper. So he's just being more aggressive for the same reasons, trying to win the ball in his hands and sort of coming out his box a bit more, so you sort of having less one-on-one opportunities with your attacker, which you're most likely going to concede from. So that is it for today. That's the FUT22 Pro Player Custom Tactics and Instructions. Hopefully they were useful. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Hopefully I'll try and upload more as well. So thank you for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.